Alright guys, it has been a while. First thing everyone's probably thinking is, hey Brandon, that's not your car. No, this is not my car. This is my girlfriend's Legacy, and we have, I really hope, the way the camera's facing, this looks kind of weird, but I'm pretty sure we're good, we're in focus, we're in frame, everything looks good. There's so much to talk about, I don't even know where to start. Let's talk. First things first, obviously, this is not my car. This is my girlfriend's car, because as you guys know, I've been wanting to sell my car. You guys are following the channel, I talked about selling the car and getting into a manual Legacy GT, right? So I don't even know where to start, man. There's so many problems, so much things are going on. Blah. Let's go backwards. First things first, guys. I moved. The moving is done. If you guys have been following my channel, you know that I have been moving for like the longest time. I'm moved. It's done. Complete. Done. We're out of Jersey. We're back in Queens. Hell yeah. But in the moving process, literally everything that could go wrong with my car went wrong. When I wanted to sell the car, someone hit me up from YouTube and hit me up and was like, hey, I want your car. I was like, awesome. They're like, you know, how much you want to sell it for, whatever. We picked a price. We had everything lined up, you know, whatever. He knew the car because he was part of the, like, you know, he followed the channel. Why is no one going? It's a green light. So I had someone lined up for the car. He was supposed to buy it, and I had actually had a Legacy GT lined up to buy once he bought my car. That was in manual, it was stick, it was super clean, it was super nice, but all that stuff kind of went kaput. My buyer bailed, and then obviously the person who was selling the manual Legacy GT obviously sold it. The funny thing is, he actually sold it to one of my good friends. You guys remember the Hellohorn installs? You guys been following the channel? I did a Hellohorn install, my friend Brandon, his name's Brandon, my name's Brandon. He recently, I guess not recently, but he had his car stolen. He used to drive a Blaubai STI, and sadly his car was stolen. But he picked up that Legacy GT that I was looking at, which is pretty sick. I'm super happy for him because that car was so clean. So good job, Brandon. So back to the story. The everything fell through, right? The buyer fell through, everything fell through, and I'm like, all right, you know, whatever, no big deal. Car's still running, no issues. So as I got more serious into wanting to sell the car, I was like, all right, we got to get a Craigslist post together. We got to, you know, take pictures. I got to clean out the car, whatever, right? So first things first, as you guys know, I had a stage 1 access port. And I was like, oh, well, let's just unmarry the access port, right? Literally, unmarrying my access port was the worst decision I have ever done. It was literally the worst decision. I should have just sold it with the access port married on the car, because that caused so many fucking problems. It has had me stressed out for days, for weeks now. I've been so stressed. I haven't been making videos, and I am sorry, but it has me so stressed. So whatever, we uninstalled the access port, right? Mind you, I just pulled in a parking lot, just got my oil change, whatever, pulled into a parking lot. We're about to re-up on some vape juice, because, you know, vape life, soupy life, got a vape, big clouds, you know what I'm saying? So, while I'm sitting there, fueling up with blueberry bubblegum, or whatever the fuck juice I bought, right? I'm like, fuck it, we'll, you know, unmarry it now, why not? I'm chilling here, blowing clouds, in Vape Nation, you know what I mean? Soupy life. And, that was a bad time. Because, as I went to uninstall the access port, everything went fine. Uninstall the access port, click OK, you know, flashing your ECU, connect whatever, disconnect whatever, test plugs, not test plugs, you know, you guys know the drill, freaking whatever, cycle key, blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden it says, you know, flashing, whatever, and it's 0%, and it's going up, it hit like 70% or 50%, or whatever the fuck it hit. I'm not really paying attention, I'm blowing fucking sick clouds, you know what I'm saying? So, long story short, I looked down at the access port, because, you know, it takes a while, so you're not just staring at it the whole friggin', you know, whatever it takes, 15 minutes to, like, flash your ECU. All of a sudden I noticed that it says, ooh, popo. All of a sudden I noticed that it says, like, cycle your key on and off. So, typical, you know, access port stuff. I'm like, alright, let's just turn, you know, it's fine, I don't have a green light or anything. I love New York! So, typical, access port nature, cycle your key on and off, whatever, no problem. Cycle the key, and then all of a sudden, it tells me that my access port went into recovery mode. Again, no real big deal, except now the car won't start, nothing works. The key will turn, and then that's it. So literally, my ECU got bricked. And, yeah. So it says that I entered recovery mode. I'm like, wow, nothing's working, nothing's happening. So it says, press OK to continue recovery mode. Sure, no problem. You press OK, it's like, recovery mode, something went wrong during the uninstall or whatever the fuck happened. No problem, right? So my thinking is that, like, all right, well, my data is still saved in the access port, so I'll do this recovery mode, it'll flash it back to stock, and I'll get what I wanted anyway, so no problem, right? Wrong. During that process, the access port kept saying it cannot connect with ECU. Before anyone tells me, like, oh, you need, your battery probably died, you need to charge it, blah, blah, blah. No, that wasn't the case. My battery was fully charged, and I know that for a fact because I went out and I spent $200 on a freaking full-size battery charger, took the battery out of the fucking car, charged it up later on to fucking, like, whatever. That wasn't the case. My battery didn't die. So I could have called Cobb, because, I'm blowing sick clouds at like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, you know what I mean, at the vape store. So the car's bricked, pretty much. I sat there for like 2 hours trying to figure out how to get this access port to work. Nothing worked. So, car's bricked. Can't move, can't do nothing, whatever. So, what I have to do? Gotta get the car towed, right? So, fucking tow the car back home, or back to Jersey, and let it sit there for the next day. Took off of work because I was like, I need to figure this out. I gotta fix it, right? Took off of work. I was just a big mistake. Lost pay for no reason because I didn't fix anything. And, yeah, mind you, all this is going on 3 days. 3 days, not a week, not, 3 days before I move, or 2 days, 3 or 2 days. Literally, right before we were moving, my car decided to just shit the bed, right? So, whatever. I'm trying to keep my cool, everything's fine. Whatever, right? So I call up Cobb, and they're pretty much telling me, check the battery, check your fuses. There's nothing we could do, pretty much, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, Cobb tells me, take out your ECU, put it in a box, put your access port, put it in a box, and ship it to us. And I'm like, alright, cool. They said they will flash it for free, back to stock. Someone's calling me. Who is calling me? Hello?
Hey, baby.
Hey, Ma, what's up?
Are you home?
No, I'm on the way to the city.
Oh, okay. Do you have oil in your bedroom?
Yes.
5W20?
That's 5W40. It is synthetic T6 oil. Whose car is that going in?
No, I'm asking because I think Shawana's car needs a little oil.
No, don't use mine.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to know.
No,
okay,
yes, you will.
Grab some.
Yes, okay.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Thank you, sweetie.
Alright.
Okay, bye.
Alright, bye. So what was I saying? Alright, so Cobb said, take out the ECU, put it in a box. Take the access port, put it in a box, ship it to us. We're going to unmarry the access port for you for free, and we're going to flash your ECU back to stock for free. All you have to do is pay shipping. No problem, Cobb. You guys are awesome. At this point, I'm like, I love you. Friggin' took it out, ripped it out, fucking put it in a box, went to friggin' UPS, overnight that bitch, fucking 100, whatever, $200, boom, overnight it. I want the car. Overnight it to Cobb. Cobb gets it, friggin' the day they get it, they flash it, they contact me, we flashed it. You gotta pay $25 for us to ship it back to you. No problem. Friggin' called them up, paid it, they shipped it back, boom, in the mail, access port, ECU. Awesome. At this point, I am already moved in Queens. So my car is still sitting in Jersey. So my car is just in Jersey parked. Mind you, we had to push it because I moved, so that parking spot or the parking space that you guys saw me film most of my videos in, I don't live there no more, so I can't park there. So me and my girlfriend had to push it out and parallel park a car that did not start, which was friggin', I loved it. It was probably the best thing I've ever done in cars, for sure. Anyways, so I got everything, right? I'm like, hell yeah. I took it out of the box. I looked at it. I'm like, everything looks awesome. So I hop on the bus, public transit, train, taxi, a horse, carriage, wheelbarrow, and I went to Jersey, right? And I'm in Jersey, and I'm like, hell yeah, this is gonna be sick. I'm gonna put this in, and everything's gonna be awesome, right? Put everything together, you know, put the ECU back in, no issues. Plug everything in, boom, car starts right up, right? Car starts up. I'm stoked, right? No, don't be stoked for me. The car is now throwing a check engine light, right? And I'm thinking, whatever, no big deal. Check engine light. It's probably something simple, probably something small, because there was no issues, there was no lights, there was zero problems with the car. I had zero issues with the car. Nothing. You know, I didn't even have nothing. There was no issues with the car. My car ran great, right? The only reason I was selling it is because I wanted the manual. So, whatever, I'm like, check engine light. Alright, no big deal. Maybe the ECU is learning itself, you know, give it some time. Maybe it'll go away, you know, unplug the battery, reset the ECU, you know. Maybe it's just, you know, it's taking some time to, like, do things, right? So, you know, I gave it some time, I drove it around for a little bit, and I was like, you know, nothing's really working. So I take it to AutoZone, and I call my mechanic, and I told them, like, you know, what was going on. And they were like, you know, go get the codes read. I'm like, alright, cool. We go to AutoZone, because I don't have a reader. My access port is now unmarried, so I can't read any codes. So go to AutoZone, they scan the car, whatever. The car is throwing all sorts of codes. All sorts of codes. It's throwing transmission codes. It's throwing low voltage, I don't know, gas cap codes. It's throwing, there's like there's throwing 3 codes. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but to me that's a lot to a car that was literally perfect until I put the ECU in. So, the car is throwing all sorts of codes, right? And I'm thinking, oh my fucking god, like, I don't know what happened. I'm thinking it's throwing transmission codes because Cobb flashed like a manual transmission onto the car. Whatever, right? Long story short, friggin', I call up Cobb, I'm like, this is what happened. I didn't have this issue beforehand. They pretty much told me, you're SOL because we don't know the state of the car beforehand. There's nothing we can really do. We already flashed your ECU for free. We flashed it back to stock. Everything, all our records state that it was for an automatic car. We've never heard of that issue before. And I'm thinking, you know, people make mistakes. You know, I'm in construction. I make mistakes all the time. You know what I mean? Like, people, you know, it's human nature. You make mistakes. Things happen. Like, no big deal. You flashed the wrong thing on it. It is what it is, you know? They were saying, no, swearing up and down, that's not possible. It's impossible for that to happen. Which, maybe it is. I don't know how the reflashing process works. Maybe they plug it in and friggin', you know, whatever. It ended up checking out later, but it's fine. So, the car's throwing all sorts of codes, and I'm thinking, well, I don't know what to do. I gotta drive it home, right? So, driving from Jersey to Queens, check engine lights, all sorts of codes. Car's running a little weird. It's idling a little weird, right? No big deal. Park the car. And I'm thinking, I need to sell this car. So I originally I won't say, like, I'll say what I'm selling it for now, whatever, but I was originally selling it for, like, $5,500, $5,000, right? I wanted to get, like, $5,000 for it. No big deal. Had 111,000 miles on it. You know, I was taking offers, you know, putting it up, $5,500. I thought that was reasonable. Whatever, right? So now we're throwing all these fucking codes. And now I'm like, I just want to sell it. Like, after all these problems, all these issues, all I want to do is get rid of it so I can put the money towards my new legacy, right? No big deal. So I friggin' I cleaned out the car, whatever, and I friggin' put it up. I take pictures and clean it out, whatever. I didn't even clean the car because I don't know, I just whatever, right? So I friggin' clean it up and take everything out of it, take some friggin' Craigslist pictures, put up a Craigslist post, $3,000, come get my car, I don't want it anymore, right? No big deal. So I'm selling my car. So I have someone who's interested in the car, and they hit me up, and they're like, you know, I'm an automatic, you know, technician. I'm not really worried about the check engine light. Mind you, he's in my club. He's in the Queen Subaru Club, so I want to make sure that he knows there's issues with the car. The car's not perfect. Let's just park right here, and we'll talk to you guys for a little bit more. So, you know, I want to let him know he's part of my club. I don't want to sell a car to someone who doesn't know everything that's going on. The Craigslist states everything, all the codes, the numbers, what they are, whatever, right? So he comes, he looks at the car, whatever. Mind you, I haven't really driven it since I brought it home, so it's kind of just been sitting for like 2 weeks or whatever, right? No big deal, it's just been sitting. I move it, alternate side parking and stuff like that, you know, the car gets moved or whatever, but again, no big deal. So he comes by with his scanner or whatever, and he scans it or whatever. all the codes are gone. Not gone. I still have a check engine light. The cruise light is still flashing. But the transmission codes that it was throwing is gone. And some other code that it was throwing, I don't really remember what it was, to be completely honest with you guys. I have to look it up. But that was gone. The only code that it was throwing was, it was like some kind of fuel, I don't know, some kind of fuel sensor thing. The circuit was low or something like that. That's the only code that was on the car. He's like, look, he like showed me, he had a big Snap-on professional scanner thing he was showing me. It's like separated by categories. Whatever, right? No big deal. So I don't know. So apparently I just have like a circuit low or some I don't know. So that happened. So at this point I'm like, damn, I could probably just fix it and like raise the price, whatever. But I don't want to do that. I'm a man of my word. It was posted for $3,000. This guy is interested in the car. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire story. This guy is interested. I'm hoping that he buys it. He told me this week he's probably gonna get it. So I'm hoping that he buys it. And once we get that money, then we can put it towards the manual Legacy GT. I've been looking at cars and stuff, but I gotta get rid of that one so I can start, obviously looking for a new one. But he looked at it, he liked it. I told him all the issues that were wrong with the car. I told him everything that has been done to the car. You could go on YouTube, you could pretty much see everything that I've done to the car except for like oil changes and stuff like that. But I listed everything. I have all the receipts for everything I've done to the car. Everything, right? Because I don't want to be a dick. Like, I would never sell, like, I just don't want that name. Like, yeah, I could tell someone, yeah, everything's fine, no issues, whatever, sell the car for whatever. And like, that's like such a dick thing to do. So I would never do that. So he's interested and he's looking at the car or whatever. If he buys the car, great, awesome. I sold it for cheap. It's like $3,000. Awesome. And we could go and put that towards a new car, which I will be car shopping. Hopefully be getting it like August. I'm like really praying to be getting something by August, because I've been like bugging out with all this car stuff. Being a car guy, not having my car, it's like, So if he doesn't buy it, then I think I'm just gonna take the car to the shop, spend the money, fix it, and then sell it for the original price that I wanted to, instead of selling it for cheaper, because it's not throwing any transmission codes anymore. Like, the main thing, I was like, wow, like, there's a transmission code, like, that's a serious thing, But now if it's just like a small, it's like a small issue in the gas tank or whatever, I don't know. I read on the forums that, or the guy who was buying it actually sent me a thing on the forums and was telling me that someone had a case that they unmarried their access port from their 5EAT. Mind you, this poster was from like 05, so I don't know if they fixed it from then. Long story short, he pretty much unmarried his access port and had the same issues. It was throwing like a light for the circuit low or whatever. Pretty much in like older Legacies, there's like a circuit or something there that the ECU looks for. And in the 05, in the automatic 05 EATs, that doesn't exist. So the ECU was looking for something that's not there, therefore throwing a check engine light. But I called Cobb about that. Alright guys, so I'm sorry, but I went to the city and now I'm back home and I didn't film anything in the city. But I really just wanted to give you guys an update on what was going on and pretty much what's going on in my life right now, why there hasn't been videos being made. So that was the situation, and yeah. One more thing I wanted to ask you guys is, because you guys know that I'm looking for a new car, and obviously I wanted another Legacy GT. But I've been seeing some welly priced WRXs and STIs pop up on some of the groups that I'm in. And I might start checking those out. There's no definite. I'm still like car shopping, so we'll see. I hope no one hates me if I do end up going that route. Mind you, I've never driven a WRX or an STI, so I have to test drive them and like, try them out or whatever. But just know that I'm exploring my options. I'm definitely staying with Subaru, definitely staying turboed, but I'm definitely exploring my options. So Legacy GT, WRX, STI, not a BRZ, but that's where I'm looking at. So, but I wanted to give you guys this update video. I'm sorry it was just basically me talking, but you guys needed to know where I was, how come there was no videos, these cats are fighting. And yeah, guys, we'll be making more. There'll be more videos coming and more car stuff. I promise. This summer, I had this summer all planned, and it's already like the end of July, and I've done like no car things. But I'm going to H2O. H2OI. If you guys don't know what that is, it's this huge like car meet. It used to be like a Euro meet. I know I've never been there. It started as like a Euro meet, like a Volkswagen meet. And then it just like branched off into all these crazy cars that pretty much go to Maryland, Ocean City, Maryland, and friggin' hoon out, and it's gonna be sick. I already put a deposit on like a house. Me and my boy Lucas are going with a bunch of other people, but me and my boy Lucas are like sharing a room in that house. Lucas is the guy. One of my very first videos of how to make the front lip. He's the guy who makes all that like downforce stuff. So it's gonna be sick. So I'm going to H2O. That's coming up. I mean, it's not for like 2 months or whatever. I'll have the new car by then, but it's not for a little bit. But I just started to let you guys know because I'm excited. If you're going, let me know because it's gonna be sick. But yeah, I'm sorry that this video was just me talking, but you guys needed to know what was going on. And yeah, hopefully we'll get this new car soon, sooner than later. I'm hoping. But yeah, guys, if you liked the video, hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. If you got any questions, leave a comment. And I will see you guys in the next one.